Today I'm out in Cheltenham with my mate Paul. That's Paul there.
And
we're just having a, oh look.
Oh, here we go.
It's a 2000 watt motor. It's pedalling though. So we're gonna have a ride round and we're gonna have another look at the P20. Because if you don't know if you watch my top 5 ENGWE E-bikes of 2024, 2025, but it was my favourite commuter bike. It came in 5th. Above the P275 Pro and the P275 ST. It's a really good little bike, but I wanted somebody else's opinion of it, so I thought I'll give Paul a bell. And I'm down here for my mate's 50th birthday today. He probably watches this, but he ain't going to see it until after his birthday, so I don't care. It's meant to be a surprise birthday, but there's no surprise in him. So yeah, what do you think of it so far?
Loving it. Really nimble. Really nimble.
It's yeah, it's just so portable. You know, you've obviously seen, or maybe not seen, my original review of this and me taking it on the train. It was just so easy to get on the train. But yeah, cracking little e-bike. It's not as quiet as you think it would be, and it's not as quaint as you think it would be, but it's still got a reasonable night out. Nothing like Wakefield. Wakefield's managed to keep out of its nightlife. If you're around, see how many pubs I've been barred from in the past. We can visit them all.
Yeah, definitely that one.
Yeah, for life, although I've been in since. So they pedestrianised part of this now. Changes every time I come down here.
I mean, it's unbelievable. You can't hear nothing.
I can barely hear yours. The only time I hear yours is really, I can hear a bit of tyre noise, but only when the motor kicks in. We have to remember you're doing the most of the work.
Yeah, it's quite.
Well, it feels easy, doesn't it?
It's nice though, the way that power, just very smooth.
So I've got a mate that's got a Brompton, and he's selling his Brompton to get one of them. So I've said, this is why Brompton's shitting themselves, because they've got this sort of built-in customer base that they haven't really looked after for years. And then when it came to doing the e-bike law updates to have 500 watts and over, they were first at that meeting to say no, it's not fair. You know, how are we going to catch up? And they reckon, was it 6 years to catch up with China and what they're doing? Well, that's not China's problem, is it?
I haven't seen that one there before. Nice.
What's that?
That shop back there.
What, that one on that used to be a print shop, didn't it? Print t-shirts and stuff in there.
That's still there, Michael's and Son.
Oh, your old barbers. I don't need a barber anymore, not that I used to use one much anyway.
I mean, this is a joy to ride, isn't it? Round town. I mean, this is different.
Nimble, isn't it? And it
Really?
feels well put together, doesn't it? That's the other thing, it
really
just
good.
feels solid.
Yeah.
I think that's partly what I liked about it the most, that it just felt really well put together.
No noise at all.
No.
No clinging, clanking. Solid.
And just the one gear. That's all you got. There's no gears. Apart from the one, you just got one cog.
Can't believe it. Got little brake lights as well.
Oh, Cheltenham's out.
Here we go. And I'm off.
Yeah,
See
I'll
you
catch
later.
up in a minute when I've done 9 revolutions on your bike to get it going. Great thing about these bikes is they're both legal. So that's 250 watt. This is technically 250 watt. It's got no throttle. The gears are different, look. You know, it's got a different gear system, but apart from that, and the suspension, it's actually slightly bigger than the Pro. I think it is. I'll have to look the dimensions up, but it's slightly bigger. I think it's because of the outstretch at the back, because of the rear suspension, mid suspension. But it's comfortable. So I'm doing 11, 12 mile an hour. Paul's having no problem with just, well, speed wise, because that's what this bike's for. It's just for nipping around town and doing your thing. One of my biggest problems with it is, well, it's not a problem, but bad design ideas is they've got that tiny rack on there, but I can't find a rack to fit it, a bag to fit it. That squeaking just needs adjusting. That's just a brake padding.
This would be good if this wrist rack would be a bit bigger.
Yeah, taller.
Yeah.
Because you can just about get an handbag on it.
Okay, we can go up here then.
Should we have a walk through with this? We're going to have to come off them, Paul. Jorvik trike there. You don't see many of them about. Have you seen these? It's a Jorvik trike.
Ah, yeah.
I've seen other trikes about, but I haven't seen the Jorvik ones. They're not cheap though.
They're about £3 grand, isn't they?
£3 grandish, yeah. But I got my trailer. I don't need these things. My trailer will hold 3 times that. And then I don't have to drag it around if I don't need it.
It's a lot of bike for a very small space, should I say.
Well, to be fair, let's look at it, because really it's only, your rack bags are bigger than that on here. Paul's rack bags
right.
there, once they're full out, it's just the same as that.
And that's another thing about this bike. I mean, we've obviously got to come off the bikes now, but I mean, it's so light, it's so easy to push it around as well.
I think when I took it to Leeds, I went through a couple of the arcades with it. Nobody blinks an eyelid, it's just such a small little thing.
I mean, It's unreal. Well, that is, around town and that, it's absolutely
And for
fantastic.
the money, it's just good value. The way I see it, it's just really good value.
Not today.
No,
thank
mate.
you. Thing is, I'm pushing this around now, and I don't even feel like I'm pushing anything. I can even
Because there's no resistance to it, is there?
Nothing.
Have you set the mirrors up for you yet?
Yeah.
What do you think of the mirrors when they work properly?
Good.
Yeah, the portability of it, and still having that help. When I rode it all the way up that hill, from where I live, when I rode it all the way up that hill at Leeds, I didn't think it was going to make it. To be honest, I had to put a lot of effort in. I didn't think I was going to make it, but it did it. But yeah, I like it, it's a good little thing. And I'm liking it more seeing somebody else ride it, because it's all right having an X4, Insta-X4 camera, but it never really captures the real thing, does it?
I mean, round here, I got my own bike, big bike myself, but this, around round town, this is just great. Absolutely brilliant. I'm loving it.
I love that song. It's one of my favourites. You don't get to hear it often, do you?
You can leave that in.
Yeah.
You might have to go up the steps and that, but... Mind you, that's what makes it easy with this bike, eh? There's no weight to it. That's unreal. Hello, squirrel. Look at this squirrel there.
Hey?
Look at this squirrel.
Have you got scars on your shins?
No, not yet.
You're no e-biker then.
And away we go again.
This is Sanford Park. If you ever watch the TV series Butterflies, this is where Wendy Craig used to meet her fancy man in here. It's a nice little park, this.
Okay, I must admit, you wouldn't even know you got. You wouldn't even know that you think this would be an electric bike.
No.
I mean, it is so quiet, and the way that power kicks in. I mean, it's so smooth.
Like I said, I think you're doing most of the work, but you don't feel like you're doing any work on it, do you?
Yeah.
That's the whole joy of it, that
sure.
you're pedalling along and it's just quiet and it's
getting me exercise. I'm not over, you know.
And that's what brings me back to that whole thing about the mental health benefits of these bikes, that you go into a different place, don't you? Because you're having to think about what you're doing, so it blocks everything else out. And then you go into sort of Zen mode. What they're doing with the Lido, Paul?
I'm not actually too sure. Oh, it's the car park.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I went into hospital the other day for some tests, and of course everybody who parks in the Lido decided to park in the hospital car park, which made it great. Nowhere to park. Can't wait to get on this for adventures. I mean, like I said, imagine this. Ride to the railway station.
Go wherever you want.
Go wherever you want. Put it on the train. Off you go. I mean, I'm Cheltenham based, so Bristol or Oxford, 8 for the day.
Go on, mate. We're in no rush. Oh, I got you.
Here we go. I better give him some power. As you can see, I've eaten it for dust. And it goes well. I mean, I ain't hardly putting any effort into this pedalling. And it's racing along here.
Look over there, look, there's a cricket ground.
How not to do it.
Hey?
Well, that's throttle alone.
I'm actually doing 15 mile an hour and Paul's pulling away from me.
Racing a lot.
15 and a half. I've got it unlocked for him so the throttle works, and it's not going to be much faster than this. I think he'd be lucky to get 17, 18 mile an hour out of it, but no self-respecting copper is going to fall you over anyway. What you could do, because it's a torque sensor, is leave it like I do with my Engine Pro 2.0s. Just leave it sort of unlocked, no throttle, and when they get to turn the pedals on it, you're looking at, they'll probably get about 13 mile an hour, because that's all they'll be able to do by pushing the pedals around with their hands. They're not allowed to ride them, the police.
I just had the throttle on. That's unreal.
You're now stuck in the battery though.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I was saying in the video that you were pulling away from me and I was doing 15 and a half mile an hour.
I know, I can't believe how fast that's going.
Yeah, it's faster than this.
Unreal.
And don't forget, that's only 36 volts.
Can't believe that. Where do you want to go, Bath Road or?
Yeah, go up there and turn right and...
Down there, round the roundabout, back again.
Paul's setting the throttle now. Because as I've unlocked it, the throttle's engaged, so I think you get it to about, because of his weight, about 17 mile an hour with the throttle alone. Like I said, it's 36 volts, 10 amp hour battery, but most of the time you're doing the work on it. I said the one to get is that L20 boost. You know, you don't need a throttle. You just hit that boost button and start pedaling and it's away. And it takes you up to because it uses torque and not speed as a metric, it takes you well past 15 and a half mile an hour. I keep explaining to people the difference between speed and torque is speed is how fast you hit the wall, torque is how far you go through the wall. Torque is the push.
Okay. Throttling it.
Those
Look at it go.
That little brake light, it's brighter than you think. It's brighter than I thought it was. Just being behind it, you can see what's going on.
This proper flies.
Yeah. It's surprising, isn't it? I mean, you're kind of used to this now.
Yeah.
After you bought.
I mean, this.
You're kind of used to this now, and the heavy going
I'm
on
off.
it to get it going.
Absolutely flying. I'm lifting for dust. Unreal.
So I'm doing 15 something, and he's just not even pedalling and just shooting along. You speedy. I said earlier just now that you found the throttle.
I mean, it's unreal, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, this is definite smile miles.
I think they all are. I haven't come across an e-bike that I've really despised yet. I think they all have their good points. I got one called an EK30 from a different company. It's a bit like the N20 to test, and I'm reviewing that next week. And build quality, it's made of, I think it's made of iron. It's made of some sort of steel composite, and it's very heavy, but it looks gorgeous, the paintwork and everything else on it.
Okay, right the way around, yeah? I mean, it's so easy, isn't it, to manoeuvre this bike?
Just easy going, isn't it? It's just easy
Absolutely,
riding.
yeah,
It's just, imagine if we had these when we were kids.
Oh, brilliant.
You'd never go on, would you? You'd be out all day.
Well, until the street lights went on.
That's what I think's quite cool about that EK20 or whatever it is reviewing next week. It's totally legal. And if you were 14 and you had one, because it's quite small, it's like the M20, it doesn't fit taller people. But if you've got a young lad who just wants to get out and have an e-bike, it just seems ideal, especially for the money. I think it's about 850 quid.
I don't know how they do it so cheap.
Well, one of the ways is mechanical brakes.
I mean, the brakes on this as well, it's unreal, isn't it?
Well, this is my argument with Engwe, that they tend to put mechanical brakes on a bike like this, but they've got 160 rotors and hydraulics on that. It's just a money saving exercise, that's all it is.
We're off. I mean, this is quick off the mark. Really is.
Go on, Paul, throttle it.
Here we go, throttle's on. And I'm
So he's
putting away
throttling
from
it
him.
now, and I'm doing
I'm just leaving it for
the
dust.
limit,
He can't keep
and he's
up.
gone.
27,
It's just the
29,
speed that it gets
30.
going, that thing. It's just, and it's
31.
it's not difficult to get it
31
going,
kilometres an hour.
you know, without a throttle. Because essentially it's just a push bike.
That was like eat my dust.
Yeah, it was a little bit, wasn't it? You were doing probably about 17 mile an hour because of the way you pulled away from me. That's what I mean about those lights. Hit the brakes, Paul. They're really bright. I don't know if it's picking it up on film or not.
You got the indicators working.
Yeah. And there's the indicators, look.
Are they off?
Yeah, they look like fizzy sweets.
Refreshers.
Better turn it off, Paul, so I'm right.
Is that it?
That's it. That's what I mean about you not knowing the indicators on. It's great having indicators on there, but if you're indicating sort of left and going right, somebody's going to have you off your bike if they take, and partly this is the reason why I don't think people sort of take any notice of them anyway. Cool thing, isn't it?
It's just so easy.
What don't you like about it?
My ass at the moment.
Yeah, Engwe and their saddles. But the saddle's a cheap swap out, isn't it?
Yeah,
you get a really good saddle for 30 quid.
I think I said, even if you put.
I mean, I'm not finding
suspension
yours
post.
comfortable either, mind.
No, mine's not. There's not much to like, really, is there?
Brakes are good, aren't they?
I mean, yeah, the brakes are sharp. I mean, it just handles so well. You know?
Yeah, the nippiness of it.
The way
you can't really take much away from that, can you?
The silence. It's so nimble. I mean, it's great if you put the power into your legs, and I mean, you're away. I mean, you're absolutely flying. And it stops really quick. It's really sharp, isn't it?
There's no weight to it, is there? It's got half the weight of this, probably. Maybe more than half the weight.
It's just a joy to ride.
Less than half the weight.
Straight down Dunkerton's.
Yeah, wherever.
I mean, you wouldn't even think you had this is power. You know, the electric, if you're riding it. This almost feels like you're just riding a normal bike.
Yeah. I think that's the joy of it, that it feels just like a normal bike. But I think that's down to that torque sensor. Don't forget it's a torque sensor on that. Go for it. You want a Coke, Paul? Want a Coke?
I thought you said he's going for a pint.
Not a pint of Coke. So yeah, this is Cheltenham. Go on, overtake us, Paul. There's Paul on his mate, my mate on his mate. It's a massive thing, that. I think it's actually bigger than the Pro 2.0. Fully legal. Well, if you get somebody that's not bothered about the motor being 750 watt restricted, but it's got no throttle on it. I enjoyed riding it. Then again, it's like you get used to these things, don't you? I get what you mean about that throttle. Never really tested it. I do. Got to tighten this saddle up.
No, that's
Yeah, that throttle.
yeah,
Lovely.
when that throttle kicks in, it is a totally different experience, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, an enjoyable experience as well. Left paw. Oh, yeah, I was gonna go, I'll go on then. Here, there. Cheltenham changes every time I come here, I have to be honest with you. But look at these roads, they're almost third world, and this is in the centre of town. Terrible roads. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, let's go for it. So we've decided to head up towards the race course. Well, actually up to the race course. Do you know, I actually forgot how nippy this little bike was. It's just, you can get some power down on it. It's that torque sensor, it does the job really well. I think Paul's got a bit of throttle envy.
Oh yes. Give me that throttle. Give me the bike.
I mean, over this little grindy stuff, it's not too bad, but I wouldn't want to hit one of these potholes with this. And that's the sad thing about this town, that it's just, it's a bit sad that they don't care about how bad these roads are, really.
Just realised. No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
I'm following you. You live here.
No,
what, right and then right up that way?
Yeah. Well, I've gone the wrong way, to be fair. My mistake. It was right then left.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
but at least we don't have to wait for those lights now, do we? We should do more of this.
Oh, I love it.
I
absolutely
when I come
love it.
down next, we'll have a day out somewhere and just, I'll bring the van, bring my bike, and then we can bugger off somewhere. Go over to Gloucester to do the canal.
Yeah. I mean, I go, like I said, I go to Australia a lot, and you can get on the canal there. So you've got quite a lot of different things to do.
.31 kilometres on the throttle. I didn't really, when I tested it, when I did the review of it originally, I didn't really mess around with the throttle too much because I was trying to show it in its legit form.
But I thought that was fantastic, that throttle. I mean, admittedly we shouldn't be using it, but it does make that different gravy just to push that button.
Yeah, if you want to be fully legal, to be honest, once you've switched it into legal mode, and I've shown you how easy that is, you get pulled over, you're not going to, this throttle just doesn't work anyways, 4 mile an hour. You ain't getting through there. I clipped a mirror.
Which way do you want to go?
Whichever way you want to go, mate. Do you want to go over the bridge?
Yeah, why not? I haven't been down this way for a long time.
I haven't been down here for 2 decades.
Well, this is the difference, though, isn't it, with the bikes?
Yeah, you go off to places you wouldn't normally go, would you?
I mean, there's no way I'd walk out of Cheltenham up here.
No. I know more about Wakefield than most people who've lived there all their lives because I go off to different places on the e-bike with it. And other places. That's the thing. The whole idea of going off on these little adventures, that you end up seeing places you've never seen before. I bet this would be brilliant around London.
Oh, yeah,
this little
epic.
bike.
Absolutely epic. Oh, sorry, mate.
left pull. Yeah, this thing shifts. And like I say, it would be brilliant riding it around London. It's ideal for inner city riding. The other thing is, if the battery dies, it's still pedalable. Pedalable a word? You can still pedal it. Did that, so you'd have to get your bike going again. Yeah, 30 kilometers on the throttle alone. I mean, don't forget that sucks the life out of the battery, but you use it sparingly. But it's like anything else. If you know it's there, you're going to use it.
That's going to hurt coming up to this. Done me.
These e-bike riders are all the same.
Thing is, I can't even get him. I can't even keep up with him. That thing's it's flying.
Right in front of us, world famous Pittville pump rooms. Pretty much what put Cheltenham Spa on the map. And there we have it. The pump rooms. Yeah, when you fold it up, it's tiny and it's not what anybody expects it to be. But like you say, when I'm on it and you're looking at me from behind, I don't look out of place on it.
Yeah, well, me coming up behind you, I thought you're going to look like, you know, real big on it, but it doesn't.
I think they're surprisingly bigger than what people expect them to be, because I'm looking at you now on your bike next to it, and it's just a shrunk down version of it, but it's still it's still a big enough bike to do what it does. Like I said, we've been riding around now for an hour on it.
Yeah, about an hour.
I'm still on 5 bars.
Don't even ask me what mine's on.
Yeah, gonna run out. You might be riding
Yeah,
this back.
that's right.
But yeah, I mean, the range that you can get on these, and don't forget, we've both been using the throttle with this.
Yeah,
So it's not like a case of it's been pedalled a lot. And when you're pedaling it, you don't feel like you're pedaling a bike. I mean, coming up those hills and whatever, you don't feel it. I'm not. I am surprised they don't sell a lot more of these, because this is the perfect thing to throw in your boot, or just permanent if you've got an estate car.
It's just keeping the back.
Last miler, or even a car that you sort of go into town, take the car into town, and then use this as a last miler. Because I always thought this was a last miler e-bike. Anyway, apart from the good stuff, let's go to the race course. And that's us leaving the pump rooms. Yeah, you see what I mean about the difference between cadence sensor and torque sensor?
Oh yeah, I mean, if like I said before, with this, that you're just pushing those pedals down. It's lovely and smooth how that comes in. That power. I mean, this, what I'm riding now, to get it off the mark, well, it's an absolute nightmare.
I mean, just having this cycle path going up the road now makes a big difference to people on e-bikes or normal cycles. I think that's where Leeds has got it right. The infrastructure is brilliant. It's just that they don't want you. I'll tell you what I'm probably going to do. I'm going to test one of their, I'm going to do a review on their city bikes that you can hire. Because they look as dog shit as they probably ride. Be interesting to see how much range they've got. I'll run around Leeds in the summer for the day and see how much range you can get out of one.
This is the problem with mine now. I'm constantly on, off, on, off, on, off.
Yeah,
you know?
And that costs you battery, that does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this cycle path. I've still got 5 bars left.
Oh, he goes. He's only at the throttle.
And now we're at the world famous Cheltenham racecourse. We're doing all the Cheltenham today. No, we're not. How much money you lost here for?
Enough.
Oh, automatic bollards. Oh, you're going for it, are you?
So we got a couple of £1,000 bike v the Engwe, and he's doing me. I can't keep up with him. This ain't good.
You can see where mate went wrong, can't you? The price.
Yeah, it's just too expensive.
What were they, £3 or something?
Yeah, this one I'm riding now with the forks and all the extra, bits on it he's put on it. You're looking around about £3,000.
Yeah, it's not cheap, is it? Not in comparison with like the Engine Pro. I think the Engine Pro was probably the bike that killed it. Just waiting for Paul to catch up. Oh, 18 miles. No, sorry. What have I done today? Don't know. I'm down to 4 bars. It looks like about 12 miles. I'll have a look in a bit. It's been great riding around my old stomping ground with Paul. In the summer, me and Paul are going on a camping trip with the bikes. We might even be doing one in the spring with a camper van, but have to see what the weather's like and the timing's right. We'll just sort of make a change for you lot to see what it's like when you got somebody else involved, when you're going out riding with friends. It's just great, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Just going out with your mates, having a ride round. After you. I do like that mate bike. It's a big animal. I like my big bikes, but you can see a good argument for this thing. It's just easy to get in and out of your car. It don't weigh a ton. Because getting one of those in and out the back of your car, folded up. If you're my age, I powerlift, so it's not so bad. But Paul struggled to get it in and out. And that's where these sort of let themselves down as being portable, but folded down, you've got to strip the battery out. I mean, for me, the next ENGWE design that they do for a folding e-bike like that needs to have a quick release front wheel. It needs to be IP65 rated as a minimum. And this is a shout out to all e-bike manufacturers. The importance of that quick release front wheel when it comes to, you know, portability is important. Because as portable as they look, they're heavy. So let's talk about what you thought about it. What do you think of it? And what did you like?
Well, firstly, I mean, the way it's so compact as well is great. I love the torque sensor. I mean, the pull off on this is so smooth, and you know, the more power you input into the pedals, the more you get. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's so smooth and nimble. I mean, it's great, absolutely fantastic.
What about going over bumps?
Well, yeah, that is a bit.
But it's not as bad as you think, is it? I just find it. I just tend to avoid bumps really. But like I said, a suspension seat post on that.
Yeah, I think the suspension seat's supposed to be a good idea. I mean, that's a nice little upgrade yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
Put that on.
I mean, it's not expensive. A new seat and a seat post, 70, 80 quid. But it'll totally transform the bike. And if you're not bothered about folding pedals, I'd probably swap them out. I find them a little bit narrow for my wide feet. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm sort of used to it by now. But it's the fact when it's unlocked, and you know yourself, look, is that, hang on, let's go in there. What's that throttle like when it's unlocked?
Smile miles, that's what I
Yeah,
call
it is, isn't it? It's just a different animal.
It's great. Absolutely great bit
And
of
what
kit.
self-respecting copper is going to pull you over on this? I just think that it works really well when it's locked. It just does, because you don't really need the throttle.
No, you don't even know it's there.
Going.
You just pedal and away you go.
Yeah,
you ain't got to think about the gears or anything.
You just get that extra pace out of it if you've got the throttle undone. But I like the tyres. They're quite grippy. They're like a gummy tyre compound, and I like that. But the fact that you can get it in the back of the car and back out and you're away again, and the fact that I've done 12, 13 miles on it this morning, I'm still on 4 bars between the two of us, and we've been messing about with that throttle quite a bit.
I'm halfway down on mine.
Yeah.
I killed
But then
mine.
this bike's half the weight.
Yeah.
So it just goes to prove that, you know, the more weight you carry, the more you're going to burn through batteries. But yeah, anyway, as I pointed out before, I'm giving this bike to Paul today, which...
I don't know what to say about that.
Well, thank you. Be a good start. This is not just from me, this is from Engwe. I mean, I keep explaining to people, my bike channel is about getting people on e-bikes. And I got Paul into them a while back, and he bought the Engine X, the used one, and then he ruined that. And then he got out of this mate, and this mate's a cracking bike. I have to be honest with you, he's got an absolute bargain there. But yeah, Paul's been ill recently, and money's not coming in, so he's a bit tight for money, or as I call it, like I've been in the past, financially embarrassed. So I'm letting Paul have it. Please don't inbox me for free bikes. I'm not giving away free bikes to everyone. It's just Paul's a friend, and you know, I might give another one away at the end of the year, and I'll explain what we'll be doing, but that'll be to my YouTube followers. We'll try and sort something out. It's not going to be a prize. I'll just try and work out who needs it the most, and I'll probably give one away at the end of the year. I don't want people thinking I make a fortune out of my YouTube channel. I don't. And Paul will tell you, what I actually earn in the real world well outweighs the time I spend on this. So, but yeah, mate, enjoy it.
Thank you very much, buddy.
That's all for this video. The next one's going to be that EK30. After that, I'm probably going to be doing a video on UK e-bike law again, and after that, hopefully this new Map 4 carbon fibre e-bike, and whatever else comes up in between. Have a nice weekend, everyone.